Hello and welcome to this year's first edition of Panther News Nation. I'm Kinsey Quitter.
And I am Eduardo Salazar. Here's what's going on around Principia this week. Our school days at Principia have a new look to them this year. Let's look at some of the changes, starting with clubs. Dean King and Jake Wilson report.
With the launch of clubs this year, we wanted to take a deeper look into why they are integrated and how they differ from previous years.
Clubs are more social. Clubs are giving back to your school, spending a bit of time together with your peers, and maybe just spending some time on a hobby that you're really interested in.
This year there is an intentionality for everybody to be involved in them, whereas in the past clubs have been, if you want to be involved or not, you could do that.
Just what that angle is and just be like.
I want it to be a time for students to unwind a little bit and have fun, but still have it around something that they're interested in and that they're passionate about.
I really enjoy the clubs. They're really fun. It gives us a good way to just kind of have some fun on Mondays.
The significance that it brings is allowing people to enjoy learning what they want to learn.
It's more focused on joining groups together of kids who may not be in the same class.
Okay. I saw you do that.
My old school, they didn't have any clubs, and the clubs that we did have, they were very
Unorganized. You just occasionally, on occasion, you see like, oh, they're meeting here today. So this is definitely having a structured time for them is really nice.
Oh, and I have this noodle snacks.
As the year goes on, we may see various changes in how clubs look, as well as the various projects that they may put together.
This is Dean
And Jake,
reporting for PNN.
On our next PNN, Dean and Dave take a deeper dive into quests.
9th and 10th graders are spending 2 hours of their school day in a new class called CoLabs. Here's Jerry Ciampiti and Reed Schauman with more.
CoLab is like what we do in the middle school called Integrated Studies. But in the upper school, we've decided to call it CoLab because it will talk about collaborating with each other, collaborating beyond the classroom walls, collaborating between disciplines. It's a project, place, scenario-based approach to learning.
I love the idea of it. I think it's great for students to be able to integrate things that they're learning in one class into other classes. So I love that idea. It definitely has its challenges, but I think as we continue to develop it and as the teachers continue to collaborate and the students get more used to the program, I think it can have some really cool successes.
I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but I do think there are like benefits, I guess. Like, in my opinion, I like the old way of doing classes where it's just block by block by block. But CoLab, they kind of add like a new twist to it, to where in that class, you're kind of doing something different every single day.
I feel like it's a really good developing program. I feel like we're starting to get used to it. You know, still developing in our minds.
Everything is collaborative. Making connections between different disciplines or different people or different scenarios is the skill that you guys have to develop. What I wanted to create for you guys was an opportunity to truly develop those skills. Like dive into what does it mean to collaborate with people when I don't like them or I don't have anything in common with them. It may not look like something that you are familiar with, but we are still ensuring that you are getting those experiences.
Positive feedback continues to roll in as CoLabs mature.
Several new faculty and staff members have joined us. Kinsey and I spent some time getting to know Mr. Buck.
Principia has introduced many new curriculum changes this year and introduced new staff as well. Today we're sitting with Mr. Buck and diving more into some fun things about him.
My favorite college football team is Mizzou. And then my favorite pro football team is the Los Angeles Rams, formerly the St. Louis Rams. I've been a Rams fan my entire life, so. If I have to go with one football player of all time, I would have to go with Randy Moss.
And his favorite music?
My theme song would be Let's Get It by Shawty Lo.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
There's also something you might not know about him. His only hobby is not just football, but also...
I am an award-winning chef. I used to own a restaurant in California, a seafood restaurant. Started cooking outside of my mom's house. It just grew really big. I decided to move back to California, open a restaurant, And I started cooking for like NFL players, and that's kind of how it just like really took off. And now I do a lot of private and catering and stuff now, but I'm gonna get a food truck real soon. So,
that's so
yep,
cool.
so stay tuned to that.
What can we expect to see from Mr. Buck this year?
I just want everybody here to feel welcome. I want all the students to know that I'm here for them, anything they need. I just want all the students to know that I got their back. So my favorite thing about Principia is really just the environment. I love all the faculty, the students. Everybody's really welcoming, and I feel like all the students really want to be here and take education really serious here. So I really love that. Other than that, I'm really just here to make sure everybody feels welcome and ready to go and give you guys the tools to have a great day.
This is Kinsey and Eduardo reporting for PNN.
On our next PNN, Kinsey and I will bring you homecoming highlights. If you haven't asked anyone yet and you want your HOCO proposal featured in PNN, let us know.
Principia's weekly chapels have a different feel to them as well, thanks to our new Director of Spiritual Life, Brad Warwick. Here's Mark Nutwell and Sean Cueso with our Spiritual Spotlight.
And instead of thinking and pouting and thinking this is just so unfair, instead, they changed their thought and they started singing.
For well over a decade, Mr. Warwick's primary focus has been on sports, but he has always helped students find their spiritual compass. And now, that's his full-time job.
Spiritual idea of the week is overcome obstacles. And I love how Mary Kimball Morgan says we want to develop a joy in overcoming obstacles. My 19 years of working here, I think my most enjoyable aspect has been developing the spiritual aptitude of all of our students. And now I get to focus on that to school-wide and community-wide. That universality of love. And as I have shared in that quote, God is love, and he who dwelleth in love dwelleth in God. So anyone from any different faith background, if we're dwelling in love, we are dwelling in spirit in God.
With students returning from trips, Mr. Warwick shares the importance of trips, having a growth mindset, and how they bring us closer to God.
It's all about your thought. What is your mindset going into it? And it'll be an incredible experience. And the greatest returns are on the trips that have the greatest challenges, because you have to rely on each other. You have to rely on God, and it's the biggest victory you can have. People learn the easy way, and the easy way is I go in with the right mindset and lifting other people up, and I get a great experience out of it. Or people learn the hard way, and they go in complaining and seeing it as something that they don't want to do. And you will see, and many people feel this, if you go in with the right mindset, you turn to each other and help each other out, and you turn to God, you come back with feeling awesome. You really do, and that's the objective.
This is Sean and Mark reporting for PNN.
If you have suggestions for our Spiritual Spotlight, be sure to let us know. Just go to resources in your portal and click on PNN.
A new football season is well underway at Prin. Derek Schumann and Michael Siramba bring us more from Coach's Corner.
As the football season is in full swing, we interview head coach Sean Brown about how the football team is progressing and how they are looking to improve throughout the season.
I think the team chemistry is pretty strong. The guys are working hard for each other. We have 2.5, 3 weeks to get guys in shape, and the reality is that's a quick turnaround to get football game shape. I think the first thing that I saw from our game and from our jamboree is our lack of conditioning, so we got to kind of figure that out, and the only way to figure that out is through just a lot of hard work. We're working hard, right? The kids are working hard, and when we can support each other, that's what a really cool, strong community is. So the fan support means a lot. You want to go out and look to the stands and see that your classmates, the teachers, the administrators, and the broader school community is out there to support you, right? And that's just the sign of a healthy culture, like school-wide. Come out, support the boys. Let's be a school that just supports each other in everything that we're doing, not just a football game, you know? So it's gonna be hopefully a fun, really great atmosphere and ends in a W.
Good luck to the football team as they continue this season. Let's make sure we bring the school spirit to every home game. This is Derek and Michael reporting for PNN.
Every week, you can look forward to more sport highlights.
And that's our look at what's happening around Principia this week.
Make it a great week.